U.S. movie box office receipts in billions of dollars are shown in 5-year increments from 1986 to 2006, which is over here to the right. These receipts are reasonably approximated by the linear model. R is equal to 0.28944x plus 3.5286, where x equals 0 corresponds to 1986, x equals 5 corresponds to 1991, and so on. Using the model, calculate the year in which the receipts reached each amount. For A, it's 5.3 billion. For B, it's 7 billion. So let's go ahead and then look at our equation up here. So this is our equation. Okay, now we can also rewrite this so that we can say, okay, this looks like the following. 0.28944x plus 3.5286, which is equal to R. So we're going to go ahead and use that, but you can still use it that. It's just because the x is on the left side of the equation. It doesn't matter which one you choose to use here. So what we're going to do is, in part A, okay, it's telling us that R is equal to 5.3. So we're going to use the equation 0.28944x plus 3.5286, and we're going to set that equal to R. In this case, it's 5.3. So in order to solve for x, we're going to subtract 3.5286 to both sides. So we're going to subtract 3.5286. Okay, so keep in mind that if you do this by hand, you got to add zeros here to that side. So we're going to end up with step 2, 0.28944x, and that's equal to, well, let's go ahead and use our calculator here. We have negative 5.3000 minus, sorry, that's positive. Let's clear that up. 5.3000 minus 3.5286. And that gives us 1.17714. So 1.7714. Now in order to solve for x, we're going to divide both sides by 0.28944 to both sides, 28944. And so what is x going to equal? Well, here we just need to take this number and then divide it by 0.28944. And so that gives us 6.120093975. Okay, now in order to find, in this case here, it says to find the year in which the receipts reach the given amount. We replaced R with this amount, and then we solve for x, and then we're going to add 1986 to x to find the date when the receipts reach this amount. So to find the year which corresponds with that date, we find the integer part of the obtained number. So what that means is now we're going to take this number to find the year. We're going to take 1986 and then add 6.120093975. So let's add 1986 to this. So plus 1986. And so then we get the following. 1992.12 0.0094, and this represents the integer part. So that means the answer for part A is 1992. Let's go ahead and put that answer in to check our result. So we put in 1992, and there's our answer. Now we want to find the answer for part B. So we're going to do the same thing. So for part B, now we know that R is going to equal 7. So for this equation, we have, again, 0.28944x plus 3.5286. That's going to equal R, which is 7. So we're going to subtract 3.5286 to both sides. And so keep in mind here that when you subtract a decimal, you got to add these zeros. So for step 2, we have 0.28944x. Okay, so let's go ahead and use our calculator here. We're going to take 7.0000 minus 3.5286, and that gives us 3.4714. Now, in order to solve for x, we're going to divide both sides by 0.28944 to both sides. And then determine what x is going to look like. So we're going to divide this number by 0.28944, and that gives us 11.9935047. So to find that year, we need to take 1986 and then add 11.9935047. So let's add 1986 to that. And so we get 1997.993505. And so this represents the integer part. So the year is 1997. Let's go ahead and put our answer in. So the year in which the receipts reached 7 billion is 1997. Let's check our answer, and there is our result.